Fight, 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 ladies and gentlemen, just like Donald Trump said after getting shot in the head. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but that was pretty fine. Okay.
Oh, God. Don't quit your day job.
I'm fired. All right, you guys. If you're watching the video, make sure to like it, share it with your friends, subscribe on whatever platform you're wearing. Leave us a comment. Give us a chat. Tell us what you're thinking. Okay. So this is I wore this in honor of y'all because I knew Lori and Melissa were going to be on my dog tags for the hostages.
I'm
going home. Yes, ladies. So I just got goosebumps. It takes a strong man in office. Anybody who was like, I want Biden because he's nice. I'm like, why? Why? Because the nice guy doesn't get our hostages home, gets us in wars all over the... Yes, this is what I'm saying.
He speaks Arabic.
Wait, what's that? Say again?
He does?
Trump speaks Arabic.
For real?
I didn't know that.
He understands the language of the people of the Middle East.
Yes. He knows how. I thought you... I'm very literal. Yes,
oh, me too. I totally did not get it.
Neither did I, but he does. He knows how to do it. You have to actually stand up to them, and you have to actually not allow them to bully you and not just sit back and allow it to happen. And yes, in that way, he speaks it. And we need to be grateful for that, because what could have happened, what was happening could have continued to the point of never coming back from it. So, you know what? God bless them.
Yep, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Best president ever so far is what I'm thinking. But, I guess he might have to compete with like George Washington and like some people like that or whatever.
Well, I love actually the most about him. And sorry, I had to move. There was some sun. So I will say, I love your sponsor. Your sponsor, whilst your advert for your sponsor played, actually just said to me, let me try not have the washing machine in the back. Sorry.
Is that what that is? Is that what that is?
I mean, it's a sexy washing. Look, you got some great fruit. That's an excellent backdrop. I love right there.
Say, I love that you picked an education sponsor, because first off, I was shocked to see that a lot of people in America now could not tell you how many yards or how many inches were in 2 feet, or they could not tell you how many weeks were in a year, or they could not tell you what 11% of 100 was.
What?
No, there's a Ben Shapiro. You can head to Ben Shapiro's official Instagram page. I watched this video yesterday. They were interviewing people. People could not answer how many weeks were in a year.
Questions.
And we've seen our education plummet. We've seen us as a country trailing in terms of math and English and reading. A lot of people are illiterate. We've removed God from the schools and spent way more money in creating multiple identities. And that being said, that is actually not only the solution to America. God, the greatest Trump is, he's the first to say God first. God first. And it's crazy. You say he was shot in the right ear.
Yeah.
In the Torah, it actually says Abraham was made a high Kohen, a priest, by Moshe when Moshe marked some blood on the right ear. So I think Trump has come as a savior of humanity at this time. But speaking about education, I think that too is going to be the future of the Middle East, because it's going to depend on taking the children of the Middle East and instead of putting books in front of them that say, kill the Jews are bad, teaching them that. So teaching it at home, teaching it in the Middle East. I think education, which is what your sponsor is, speaking about education, the foundation of worldwide peace, tolerance, acceptance, and, as you said, the freedom to choose what religion, Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jew, however you choose to worship, your religion should be something you're free to choose.
Yeah.
But education is the solution to everything.
Yep. So I am really interested in Trump's October 7th task force, the anti-Semitism task force. So he's talking about, prosecuting the October 7th perpetrators, bringing war crimes. Like, is the UN, I guess the UN's not going to do that, right? So since the UN is corrupt, we have to go be the arbiter. We have to go. I mean, is that where we're at now?
I think you saw the video, which I don't think I could sit through if I saw it. But I think Witkoff went to Israel and watched the entire unedited 45, 50 minutes of the brutality that day and insisted that Trump see it before Benjamin Netanyahu comes. Wow. Now, I can tell you, my platform has been a light throughout this because I think what we went through, a trauma pause. There are so many people in Israel that are suffering with PTSD. A lot of people don't know that soldiers and people who are actually responsible for collecting the bodies and burying them have taken their own lives. A lot of people have actually taken their own lives because of the trauma. So I think Trump watched it, and I think it had such a deep, profound effect on him as a human being that I think when Netanyahu arrived, what he spoke from was a human soul that actually respects life and understands that is something that could come to America's doorstep. I mean, he himself has said America needs an Iron Dome. And, people always think America's giving money to Israel. Well, first off, Israel paid for the weapons. We don't get anything free. And secondly, whatever we are developing, we're developing in conjunction with America. Like the Iron Dome, everyone forgets that all these countries, Lebanon and Syria and Gaza, were sending missiles. We just, Israel Hashem, thank you, had an Iron Dome that was blocking them. But it doesn't mean that thousands and thousands and thousands of missiles weren't shot at us every single day. The fact that we are able to deter missiles coming from Iran, it's
amazing.
It's
unbelievable.
Did you guys
same technology is going to protect everyday Americans from an attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you and this is what people don't understand, what's so crazy. One of the things Doge uncovered was something like $50 million for condoms in Gaza.
Oh yeah.
And they make basically bombs out of them. They fill them with helium and do crazy. I was like, our government can't be this stupid.
One of the ones that I heard which was even more shocking, and if I get this number wrong, guys, we
won't hold you to it. It's okay.
I think it's something like 124 billion was spent on research with animals, transgender animals, through Fauci. Is that his name, Dr. Fauci?
Fauci. Yeah.
Biden, gave him a pardon, God. But they found that they were cutting open spines and feeding other cats, and they were doing the most horrific experiments to the tune of $124 billion. They were trying to see how transgender sex change medication was acting if you gave it to a beagle, and would they take more party drugs? $124 billion in the worst kind of, if you're a pet owner or you love animals, in the worst kind of things to beagles and cats and monkeys and animals.
I'm not not one of these PETA people. Okay, I've got a mink coat. Okay, I don't care.
I have a fur coat too. And
my dog is right there. I need earmuffs.
No, dude. I mean, here's the thing.
He doesn't hear this. This is horrible.
But there is cutting the vocal cords on the beagles.
So they can't bark.
During the testing, they weren't even able to bark.
Yeah.
Wait, so is this more justified because like in the Holocaust when they were doing experiments on the twins and stuff, like is it now more socially acceptable because we're doing it on animals and we're doing it for transgender medication?
It's not socially acceptable at all.
What is this?
Why that crap is illegal.
They were studying
really?
With frogs in the city versus frogs here. They were actually flying in cat meat from Asia and feeding it to animals to see how they would behave as I cannot understand how 124 billion would be spent on any of this. But you can ask yourself why, as Trump was being sworn in, did Biden pardon the
Pardon
doctor
everybody.
responsible for all of it? The doctor that said COVID didn't come from a lab. Right now, one of President Trump cuts was like that beautiful exhibit you're giving to him, gone. And I mean, the waste. Apparently, the USA had 700,000 subscriptions to Disney. Oh.
It's outrageous.
It is, and it keeps happening. Like it's like just when you think you've heard the most outrageous, they find more money and more money and more money that was used for these absurd, ridiculous things. And then you have people, and this is, I am not exaggerating. I was just on, I'm a psychologist, and I was on an email exchange of other therapists, and somebody posted, I cannot remember, and please don't quote me on all of this. I don't remember if it was the social work or the licensed mental health counselor advisory board, like, you know, we have APA and AMA and whatever theirs is, basically was saying, we don't agree with defunding, right? UNRWA or defunding or sending the illegal immigrants back, or, you know, and I'm sitting here going, wait, what?
Wow.
What? Like,
why?
You literally are seeing where all this money went. You are literally seeing what's happening in our country with these illegal aliens. And I just did something socially inappropriate or politically incorrect.
Racism
totally.
Right there.
Okay, you can totally beat me and, like, you know, call them on me, but oh my God, we are trailing the money or following the trail of money. I can't even speak today because I'm so upset. Yes.
This week alone, I saw released that they found that FEMA.
I saw that.
Paid $59 million for apartments and hotel housing for illegal immigrants. But if you've been attacked
in North Carolina
of America and you were in a hurricane, you got a one-time payment of $750.
Or Hawaii.
You've been paying, you know, fire insurance and the highest taxes in the world. Biden gave you $800 if you were affected by the fire, but we have $59 million to keep illegals in hotels in New York.
Right. Okay. And now
you don't matter.
Right. But now take this back, that this is a licensing board that oversees mental health counselors in our country that is saying they're right. So now you start connecting all these dots and you start to see how messed up and how it's like mind-blowing to me, right? Absolutely. How are people not seeing this? And it is infiltrating from every different organization and every different licensing board for every medical doctors, psychologists, education, higher institutions, but don't even get me started on colleges, right? So it's kind of like, wake up, people, wake up. It's
and I think America is, as much as they want to hate Trump, I think his effectiveness on these were his campaign promises. Yeah. And in however many days he's been in the White House, he is delivering. And you know,
so that's why I asked you about California.
What he's finding out, the chances are that you are on the receiving end of what was being taken from the American taxpayers and used for purposes that no one benefited from.
That's right.
Well, and that's why I was asking.
We're cleaning out the rot. And I as a South African, I'm like, dude, Musk, keep going. Just keep auditing. Keep cutting the weight. Just keep cutting the weight.
And that's why, Melissa, I was asking you if these fires impacted the political feel out there from the Hollywood country, because they were finally affected. But they were finally affected by nothing, right? I don't understand. I don't understand that. I just,
at the same token, I could never understand how Jewish people were okay with Biden just going, don't. and pausing weapons to Israel,
Right.
and sending. We're finding out they've been giving billions and billions of dollars to Gaza since the war happened.
Right, to build the bombs that are falling on Israel.
When you see pro-Trump, now even now, I still have friends who are like, I'm like, he's then demanding the hostages all come home by this weekend. He's gonna clean up Gaza, and it's not going to be a threat. And I still have Jewish friends in California. I don't know what it is, California, and it's like upside down twisted.
It's
like,
still, it's in Florida too.
Be Republican, but I've lived here for 25 years as a Republican, and I've had to keep it like buttoned up. I've had friends that when Trump came in, and his first term, friends didn't eat for 3 weeks.
Wait, no, Ericka, it's real. It's happening again. They are concerned. Mental health counselors are concerned about the well-being of the left, who are literally going into a
psyop.
Raging depression.
This is a psyop. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
I cannot even, like, the propaganda from the media about orange Hitler and how everybody's going to die and it's the end of the world and oh my God, the end of democracy. It's like you are making people mentally ill. You are making people sick in the head. And you cannot, and now we know it's on purpose. And now we know, thanks to Doge and USAID, that it is on purpose. They are literally running a psyop on the American people. Ah!
Yeah. And, you know, I salute them in saying freedom of speech, freedom of the press. This is what the Constitution is built on. It's built on American people holding the government accountable.
Yes.
Trump is not, you know, everyone accused him of being racist or being, you know, not liking black people, not liking Hispanic people, or not liking women, or not liking Jews. Most of his cabinet are from every single nation, every single race, religion, gender.
But
delivering on his promise to be transparent. He's just showing them what the Democrats have been hiding.
But Melissa, what do we expect, right? Literally, you can show them all the pieces right in front of them. You can literally say, this one is of this, and this one is of this, and this one is of this. Look at his cabinet. There's no denying it, okay? And they will still change it as though it is not the truth. It's like,
okay, well, wait a second. Dr. Fineman, explain it to us. Explain how people can have such cognitive, is that cognitive dissonance? Is that the right?
That's not really
no, that's not the right word there. But
that's not the right word, but that's okay.
How can people not see the truth?
Because let me how can people not see the truth? They were
it's down to
indoctrination.
Yeah.
Right, it's indoctrination. Propaganda. And by the way, Ericka, for the 30-second prep that I did for this episode, right? I wanted to pull up some of Trump's accomplishments in the first, 4 weeks of in office.
Yeah.
I could go, through 2 different search engines, went 3 pages before any conservative media came up as an article. 3 pages. And even then it was like, not even like, it was Fox, like we weren't even getting like something even more than Fox. Okay, so you got to start to see that our media perpetuates the indoctrination.
People have actually lost faith in the media because
there's no faith in the media at this point, because whatever it is, you're only seeing, and I said this the other day, I was at a university and I was sitting among students that were protesting, and everyone was like, how could they be protesting? Like, they don't even understand how a university runs, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, it's very easy. Right? They're in a university, they're learning from some type of indoctrination that's been happening. And then they go on social media and they are fighting the algorithm that is only perpetuating that which they've already heard. They're not even seeing the other side, right?
That's what happens when you filter in the funding from places like Qatar and the Middle East.
Exactly.
Colleges to education system. It goes back to what are you teaching the youth? We are going to have to re-educate an entire generation of children in the Middle East, but we are going to have to re-educate Gen Z.
Yeah. And
Gen
this,
Z
it's,
gets news. The problem is people get their news, and not that I ever signed up because I always
from
believed
TikTok.
searching. I've never been on TikTok. Thank God. I always knew they were able to get.
Hallelujah.
But you've got a generation that gets their news from
Yes.
TikTok.
Yeah. Or Instagram or Facebook or
be true.
all of them.
You've got a man like Muhammad Hadid, who I saw post yesterday, saying that the Bible, the Torah belonged to the Palestinians, and that Palestinians left Egypt. And when they got to Israel, a few decided to become Jews. And people are like, speak the truth, speak the truth. I mean, you can just, never mind facts, just cancel a Bible.
There's manuscripts.
Cancel the Torah. Cancel the fact that if you dig archaeologically back 3,500 years, you will find mikvahs and synagogues in the land. But don't worry, you know, there was a very interesting thing I saw today, which was, it was like, you know, facts, liberal, and pro-Palestine. And every time you like turned it to like the facts, it cancels off pro-Palestine and liberal. Like facts, they're allergic to facts.
Well, and so
and you know what I found really interesting as someone who spent a lot of time in Italy? Italy, who is a Catholic country, is the one country in the world that in 11th grade, they make every Catholic child go to Poland, to the concentration camps, to Auschwitz, to walk there, to witness, to see. We removed the Holocaust from education to make it politically correct. We removed God.
That's how this all started.
We removed religion, whatever it was, and Gen Z do not feel that there is a bigger entity there judging right and wrong. To them, the entity judging them is how many likes, how many follows, how many comments. They don't even have any concept of a higher power, whatever you want to call that higher power, or you want to call it popcorn. There is something that rises and sets the sun and creates butterflies and moves the earth. Gen Z and an entire generation of the Middle East are devoid of God. You've got one that celebrates death rather than life, and one that believes your followers and your likes are what makes you a god. Not there is a God, but you are a god.
You are becoming the narcissism, right? So, but this is the problem. As you're speaking, I'm sitting here going, okay, the three of us are like outraged. We are literally jumping out of our seats trying to get this message across. And yet I'm like, okay, this is the beginning of this dialogue that could infiltrate. No, this is an echo chamber that the only people who are going to see this are the people who are already believe that which we already believe. So how do we penetrate that, right? How do we
That's why, Lori,
we do have to
it's so important.
Trump won by overwhelming majority. He flipped the country. So if he flipped the country, how many people are actually secretly behind what he said?
And so
agreed, but it's still not.
It was he said too big to rig.
And to Lori's point, the way that you spread this message is by sharing it with your friends, liking it on social media,
yes, but Ericka,
commenting. In all seriousness,
yes, but most
I
of
get
them
suggested stuff.
You.
I get suggested stuff that I don't agree with all the time.
Well, those are through maybe
that's how we reach Gen Z, because Gen Z are not taking to their knee every morning going, thank you for my eyes, thank you for my heart, thank you for this body, thank you for this meal. Gen Z are found on social media. So the way to change the narrative is to go into those echo chambers and the places they are consuming content and deliver these messages in the hopes that
but they're not getting them.
Well, and I think, I think
because of the algorithm.
I love what you just said, Melissa, and I would just echo, echo chamber, that more important even than spreading the message of conservative values or Trump won or whatever, it is spreading your faith. It is, I mean, for me, I would say sharing the gospel. I don't know if there's like a Jewish equivalent in the vernacular. Like,
the book of Psalms is our Tehillim. You read the book of Psalms, we read the Tehillim. The book goes by different names, but it's the same book. The Bible, the Old Testament that you study is our Bible.
People are searching for God. And if we can really make an impact in this world right now, I think it's by sharing our testimony, sharing our relationship with a power greater than ourselves, that restores us to sanity, that brings us peace in the middle of the storm.
But that's one of the things Trump said. He said God first. When
right.
he did his acceptance speech on the day he was inaugurated, he said God first.
That's right. And that is
to see our soldiers and our football players and our houses of parliament.
Yep.
Starting with prayer. It doesn't matter what. You could be a Hindu worshiper. There are 420 million people gathered around a river this past week to go and dip in a river in India to celebrate a day. It doesn't matter what they're praying to and what their belief is. They know there's something higher.
Yeah. And that, you guys, just out of what the heck was I just going to ask you? out of curiosity, hold on. I'm sorry. We've come around the hour. So I'm trying to be thoughtful about the time. And I'm like, where do we go with this? You guys, I would just say that, this is what I was going to ask. Like, we invite people to church. Can you invite people to synagogue or whatever? Can you so if y'all are out there listening, if you are a person of faith and you attend a synagogue, a church, a mosque, I don't even care at this point. I would rather you believe in a God than no God, even if I don't agree with your God. Okay. So go find God, y'all. That is the answer. And that's probably not the message that Robert would have me closing with this evening. But really, I mean,
the Quran itself is a very peaceful book. It says don't harm women. It says don't harm children. It says don't harm the elderly. It actually is a very peaceful book. And I'm going to just say before you close out that both of you are invited to my home for Shabbat dinner. And instead of taking you to synagogue, we invite you for Shabbat, where we can cook. And
I'm going to eat.
And the Christians have Sunday. We have Saturday. But God rested. People need rest. And we need to realize that those other 6 days of the week are a gift from him.
Amen. Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest, Miss Melissa Mayo, joining us. You guys go check her out. And Dr. Lori Fineman as my special co-host this evening. It was so much fun to have you both here, getting to talk about all of the things, all of the happenings.
I want your shirt.
What's that?
I want your shirt.
Oh, yeah. This is, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to close on a pitch for my merch. If you go to generallyirritable.com and go to the merch link.
Again?
What's that?
Say it again.
Generallyirritable.com.
Oh.
So this is the cover of our book, Reasons to Trust the Government.
It's a great book.
It's a great book.
I'm so getting upset as I finish this session. I'm so getting.
I love it.
I've been admiring it the whole episode, and I've been thinking, where do I get that?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, generallyirritable.com. Check out the merch. Yes, and also go to asicfund.org, you guys, if you're listening. We've also got the Israel Appreciation Day merch, the ASIC merch. So you guys check it out, grab the merch, support the channel, support your people. And any final words, anyone, before we take it out for the evening?
I want to thank you, and I just would love to have the final redemption happen right now, so that we can all be in Israel around our temple, celebrating with us.
Amen.
Yes, get out the tambourines, y'all. It's time. All right.
Yes.
See you next time.